Before I begin explaining myself, I would like to thank you guys so much for all your support on this little series that I'm making. Also, this was recorded like a day or two ago, and it's already doubled that. You guys are insane, and I can't thank you guys enough for all your support. Anyways, today I'm going to be talking about all my casting choices and recasting, starting off with Sonic the Hedgehog. I did Sonic the Hedgehog as Odysseus because I thought it was the obvious choice, and he's the hero, the main character, so that's that. And since I have more time during the speed draw, the reason why I did God Games in the first place was a joking matter, and I thought it would be funny because I saw Skade's art did Love in Paradise, and I was like, oh hey, I can draw, I can do an animatic, I'm going to try God Games because I'm hyperfixating on both of them. So I didn't really think of the casting and how that would work because I wasn't planning to make this an entire series. So this is kind of my recasting choices and my reasons why I casted each character.
Father, God King, rarely do I ask for favors. Now I'm knocking on your door with hopes to save a friendship with one who's a prisoner far from home.
Starting off with Athena, since she is the first character who I introduced, I did Athena as Blaze from inspiration as from Skade's art because they inspired me to start this series, and I can't thank them enough for making me do this because this is really blowing up and I can't believe this is happening still, and that is probably the reason why I'm not going to do Love in Paradise because they already did that. But anyways, Blaze. Blaze was Athena because I didn't really, she also has that vibe of, being the wisdom god. There's not really, a set reason I know. It's just, the vibe that she gives off, kind of, is really Athena-like, I guess, especially epic Athena. So, yeah.
You are playing with Butler for a man full of shame, but if he's worth the risk of going under, why not make it a game?
The next god was Zeus, who I casted as Knuckles. A lot of you guys were saying, oh, Knuckles should have been Ares, but I'm keeping him as Zeus because I find Knuckles and Zeus, they're the strongest. Zeus is the strongest god, Knuckles is the strongest character physically, and I decided that, hey, Knuckles would be good as the God King. Also, because I thought Angel Island would be Olympus in this, and Knuckles is the guardian of Angel Island. So that's another reason why Knuckles is Zeus. And I understand you guys don't like it, but oh well.
You all know I'm a fan of catchy songs, so with so many sirens gone, I think God is in the wrong.
I think you guys were a little confused about my SBO as Apollo decision, so I'm going to explain the two reasons why I did that. Starting off, Apollo isn't just the god of poetry and music, but he is also the god of archery like Artemis. And I decided that, hey, since SBO is an actual ninja and has good aim, this would be fitting. I also couldn't really think of anybody else to be Apollo, other than characters that I already casted, and I thought the castings that I did for those characters were better, along with SBO is my second favorite Sonic character, and Apollo is my second favorite god from Greek mythology.
Justice not given his Porsche, why should I give him my support? He sacrificed his own cohort.
So a lot of you guys liked my 9 meets Hephaestus kind of thing, but really it's like a 9 meets Sonic Boom mix that I did, and I don't know why I did this. I kind of liked 9's character design, and I put that into my animation, and I forgot the goggles from Boom Tails. So, yeah. Along with that, it has the personality of it, so, yeah. I don't really know what else to say about Tails as Hephaestus, because that's kind of fitting for him. now we're getting into the disagreements. I did Amy as Aphrodite. Once again, this was a joke and I wasn't really thinking. So I did Amy as Aphrodite because she's been chasing after Sonic for all of Sonic Media. But now that I think I'm doing the entire series, Amy is now gonna be Penelope because I think that's a lot fitting for her, along with Sonic. I'm sorry to the Shad Amy shippers, but because Amy is going to be Penelope, Rouge is gonna go from Hera, which I will talk about that casting when Rouge comes up, and she is gonna go to Aphrodite since you guys like that a lot, and also Tikal is going to become Hera.
Killer hides inside a wooden horse to get the job done. Never handles things up front, pathetic and weak like his son.
Moving on to Shadow the Hedgehog. I did Shadow as Ares because they both give off that vibe, and Shadow is pretty angry with everyone all the time, which Ares is also most. Can this bird shut up? Anyways, yeah, I thought that Shadow fit Ares, like, vibe-wise and attitude-wise. I know, like, he gets his attitude because Maria, but if we take out the Maria component, he's probably a really nice hedgehog, but screw you guys. I want my Shadow as Ares. Anyways, yeah, also, I kind of liked my little character design for his war form. His quills kind of go white when he's transforming, as you guys saw in the animatic. Along with, I gave him this, like, Sir Lancelot, look from the Black Knight. Yeah, somebody noticed that, and I really liked how they noticed that, because that was awesome.
Got the mind of a genius, try harder. He's pretty skilled with words. You can do better than that. He's kind of funny, Never once has he cheated on his wife. Release him.
So I casted Rouge as Hera because Rouge is more like feminist than Amy was, which is why I thought she made a better fit for Hera than Amy, and I still don't think Amy is a good fit for Hera. Also, Amy doesn't really give off Hera's vibes, like that, like, she kind of chases after Sonic, and then Rouge is a little more unnoticeable with, like, all the shipping that she gets towards the characters, and it's because of her attitude to those characters. She does get shipped with people like Knuckles. I think is mainly because of Sonic X, personally. I could be wrong, but yeah. On that note, because you guys wanted Hera as Aphrodite, here she is. Taking a quick break from the characters I've already introduced, sort of, I decided to, originally Tikal was Penelope because I wasn't thinking of recasting, and then I was like, okay, screw this, I don't want to draw Tikal and Sonic kissing in Would You Fall in Love With Me Again? I think that's the song title. So yeah, she is now Hera, and this is her character design, which I am obsessed with. I love it. Tikal is a very underrated character, and I want to see more of her saga. So yeah, please, bring her back. I love her.
I see a man who gets to make it all alive, but it's no longer you.
Silver as the Prophet was a no-brainer to me, although I did want to make Silver Hermes because I love Silver and I also love Hermes. They are both my favorite characters in both franchises, and they are at the top. And I really did want to animate more of Silver as the Hermes, but because the Prophet only has one song, I'm a little sad about that. On that note, because, and I don't know who else the Prophet would be able to be other than Silver, Espio was another thing, but I didn't want to completely copy Skate's art. Moving on to characters I haven't formally introduced in my animations. Next is Mighty the Armadillo, who I casted as Eurylochus. Originally, it was going to be Jet the Hawk, but I thought Mighty would be a better fit as Eurylochus because of Sonic's history with Mighty and Ray the Flying Squirrel, who is Polites, which we'll get into. But yeah, because of the dynamic and he's kind of like Knuckles, that's why I casted Mighty as Eurylochus. And then Ray is Polites because he's kind of like the other Tails, and Tails is Hephaestus. So Ray and Mighty is Eurylochus and Polites. Also, I really don't want to draw Ray dying by the Cyclops. Also, I think it would be really funny if they do blind who I did cast as Cyclops, but I kind of don't want to animate him dying because he's such a sweetie. I love him, but it has to be done. Yeah. Following Ray, I did Vector as Antivirus. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's the pseudo who sings Little Wolf and Hold 'Em Down. And I thought this was fitting because Vector is in love with Cream's mom, and why can't he be in love with Telemachus' mom? Yeah, also, I just thought, like, his whole vibe also fit him. Although he does not abuse women, and we love Vector for that. Also, the next characters I did draw out, I just did not record myself drawing them out. So, starting with Manic as Telemachus. Yes, Manic is Sonic's brother, but also Manic Acorn is Sonic's son in the Archie comics, and I didn't like the design of Manic Acorn because he looked too much like Sonic, so I did Manic from Sonic Underground. I then did Scylla as Surge. Don't really know why, but I like this Medusa-like design that I gave her. So nobody can argue with me with that. I did Wave the Swallow as Calypso. I don't like how she is in love with Sonic, but I do like the character design again, along with the fact that she looks like somebody who would want to live on a tropical island alone. I then did Chaos as Poseidon, because he kind of looks like water. I don't know what he's made of, but he is the embodiment of chaos, and Poseidon brings chaos. I also did the Chaos Emeralds in his trident, because I thought that would be a cool design. I did Saucy as Whisper Wolf, and the nymphs are the Wisp. I don't know why, but, like, Whisper's kind of like the protector of the wisps, and I thought the wisp being nymphs were kind of cute. So, yeah. Next, Aeolus is Cream. Yes, Aeolus is technically a man in Greek mythology, but in Epic, it is sung by a woman. So I did Cream as Aeolus because I thought that was the only other fitting character. Next, I did Infinite the Jackal as the Cyclops, because he only has one visible eye. That and the theory is that Cyclopses were made about because of elephant skulls, and he kind of wears like that skull-like mask. Next, I did Hermes as Charmy the Bee. I don't really know why, but I did, because he was the only other character from Chaotix and main Sonic character that I did not cast, and Hermes was probably the best fit for him. Yeah. I mean, unless I gave him Little Ajax, but he's only featured in one song for like 2 seconds. Once again, I want to thank you all so much for all the support you have given me on my YouTube channel. This is amazing. I also have a TikTok page, and I also have an Instagram. That's another thing I have, where I post comics of my OCs. Thank you guys so much. Again, you guys are amazing.